Hello, 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 and welcome. How are you? I hope you're doing amazing because today we are going to have an amazing conversation. I'm recording in two places here, so hello. I'm going to be looking at both of you guys throughout this whole conversation today, but we are going to have an amazing discussion today about how to tell the difference between your intuition and anxiety so that you know how to make clear and confident and fast decisions that are aligned with your highest self, with your truth, instead of your fears. So you can know what's right for you. You can know what direction to take in your life. You can know the right relationships for you. You can tell the right opportunities so that you can start to move with your highest timeline instead of keeping yourself stuck or small or just being stuck in the spiral of overthinking, overanalyzing, asking six of your best friends and your psychic and your rabbi and pulling tarot cards, trying to make a decision on what is best for you. So, we are going to learn how to move in the right direction with our intuition and how to tell the difference between our anxiety and what our mind is afraid of and what is actually divine guidance. So, we're going to cover how to tell the difference between the two. We're going to talk about the sneaky ways that your anxiety makes you think that it's divine intervention, because sometimes it can feel like, oh my God, is this a sign? Oh my God, should I do this? And it's actually not the right move, but it feels like it's the right move. So, how to tell the difference between those sneaky ways that the wires get crossed. And then we're also going to talk about how to connect to your intuition so that it's not just hitting every once in a blue moon where it's unexpected and you have no idea when you're going to get your next intuitive hit. You know that it is your constant guide because the truth of the matter is your intuition is always speaking to you, always, always, always talking to you. There are always messages coming through. We just don't know how to listen to them. We've been tuned out and we've been disconnected from that true source of our intuition. So once you reconnect to that, you become so powerful in your life because you always have this guidance system that you can rely on because it's really, truly always speaking to you. So I want to give you some context about why this even matters, like why this conversation is so important to have, and a little bit of context of why this conversation is happening now, because I had one of my beautiful, dear, sweet clients who came forward with a question that I know that so many of my clients have asked in the past in different contexts, but this is what I feel is often a defining moment in my clients' lives when they realize, like, I don't know how to tell the difference between intuition and fear, and I want to make the right decisions here. I don't want to keep doing the same things. And I feel like I'm in a loop. So there's first this recognition. And so my beautiful client brought forward this question. She's in a lovely, happy relationship, but she kept having this impulse to reach out to her ex. And she was like, I don't know if this is me trying to sabotage something or if this is actually intuition or if there's something here for me. So we worked through a process to help her find clarity, to help her find peace in the decision. And it made me realize this is such an important thing to be able to differentiate. And so few people actually know how to tune into their intuition and really listen to it. We're so often caught up in our overthinking and in our fears that we don't even hear the quiet whisper of truth. So, this is super important because the decisions that you make are what shape your destiny. I think it's Tony Robbins who said that your decisions shape your destiny. The way you decide on things and the choices that you make open up opportunities and open up pathways. If you decide to go this way, it opens up a whole pathway that way. If you decide to go this way, it opens up a whole pathway that way. That's why our decision-making process and knowing how to make the right decisions for us is so important. The more you can make decisions that are aligned with your truth, the more magic you have in your life and the more you are headed in that correct direction for you. So being able to be led by your higher self and your intuition versus your past and your anxiety is the difference between the life and the love and the opportunities and the experiences that you truly desire, that your highest self is meant for, versus staying stuck and repeating the same painful patterns and just continuing to struggle through life. There is such an ease and a flow that comes when you are able to move through your intuitive path. doors open where you couldn't see possibilities before. So it's a really powerful thing. And it's so important to be able to know how to differentiate. Am I on my right path, or am I just, is my mind just making up a story that this could potentially be the right path? So we're going to talk about all of that. And I know that you've probably been in the same situation as my client, as myself, as every high achieving woman that walks through the doors of the Live Free Lifestyle Inc. of being stuck in this should I or shouldn't I? Or what's the right move here? What's the right decision? And sometimes they're small decisions, like your day to day, like where do I eat? Where do I like what do I order on the menu? How am I gonna spend my day? And then sometimes they're really big ones, like should I stay or should I go in this relationship? Should I take this job or should I go out on my own? Should I do this or should I do that? And knowing how to tune into the highest truth for you is what will open up that destiny that is truly your highest aligned path versus making a decision that will take you the long way or that will take you in a direction that you're going to have to course correct afterwards. So it's so important. And this is what we are going to talk about today. So, first, let's just jump into it and talk about how to tell the difference between your intuition and your fear. And our intuition and our anxiety are both communicated through our body. So, first and foremost, like connecting to what is going on in your body, how you are feeling, that is going to be the first move to start understanding, like, okay, there's signs and signals that my body is signaling to me. And one of the core tenets of everything that I teach is this premise that through the body, the soul is made manifest. Through your physical vessel is how you feel your higher self. That's the divine essence of who you are, the truth of who you are, that is brought forward through your body. So the way that you are feeling in your life is indications of whether you are on your aligned path or you are operating from your small self, which is your ego or your protective mechanisms that are here to keep you exactly where you are and exactly safe because that's what you know. And even if it's not what you desire, it feels comfortable. And so it feels safe. And that's when our anxiety starts to get activated, sometimes on the path of our soul. So we're going to differentiate how to tell the difference. So your intuition is going to feel like you're remembering something, but you don't know how you remembered it. So the way that I often feel my intuition, and I've had this reflected back in many of my clients as well, it's the same kind of feeling as if like you set a reminder for yourself, like, okay, yeah, I got to remember to pick up milk on my way home. It's like, oh yeah, I got to remember to pick up milk. It's almost that same kind of noise or that same kind of sound. It's like, oh yeah, call David. Oh yeah, move to Vancouver. Oh yeah, take the job. Oh yeah, do this. It's there's no drama, there is no urgency, there's no explanation around it. It's just like this clear message out of left field. For some people, it'll be audible, and this is where we get into human design a little bit. For some people, they will hear it more as like an audible voice. Some people will feel it as a gut feeling, like, oh yeah, some people will feel it in their heart. So, understanding how your body communicates to you is a really important part of it, but it will feel like an opening or it'll feel like an expanded feeling in your body, kind of like you're leaning in. And you might feel it like a surge of energy, almost as if you're like recognizing a truth where it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, this sort of like curious, like, oh, that's interesting. You're leaning into this feeling, you're leaning in or you're leaning forward to the nudge or the hit or however you want to call it. So you might feel it, like I said, in different areas depending on your unique makeup or how you receive your intuition, but it's going to feel like opening. It's going to feel like expansion. It might feel like more energy moving through your body, but it feels like an excitement or an uplifting type of energy. And it's, like I said, it's clear, it's neutral. There's not a lot of drama around it. It's literally just like, do this, or yes, or no. There's no explanation. It just feels like simple instructions. Whereas anxiety or fear is going to feel completely different. So I'll give you an example. Like if your intuition is saying, call David, which let's just pretend David is your ex. there won't be a lot of drama around it if it's an intuitive hit. But if it's like your anxiety or your fear that's asking you to do that, it's going to be like, oh my God, call David because maybe he's the love of your life and you're missing out on the only chance that you'll ever have to be happy. Because remember how, even though he lied to you and treated you like crap, there were moments where he was really nice and romantic and you had some happy times together, and you may never have that kind of romance again. And maybe this is your chance because maybe he's changed and maybe everything is going to be different this time. And if you don't call him, you'll never know. And then everything will be your fault and you'll never be happy again. When it's your anxiety or your fear, there's all of these reasons and rationalizing behind it. And it feels like urgent. It feels like if I don't do this, there's no other chance. It's the only thing that's possible. And I don't know what's going to happen. And if I don't do it, then maybe everything is going to fall apart. And it feels like everything is riding on this one decision and this one moment, but there's no clear answer as to what's going to happen. There's just a lot of questions. There's a lot of energy around it, and that's what makes us think that maybe this is a divine sign because there's so much happening, like a burning bush type moment. You're like, I'm feeling a lot, so this must be my intuition because there's all these reasons why I should do this. But if you really tune into the conversation that is happening in your mind, none of those reasons are actually solid. It's always like, well, maybe if I don't do this, then this might or might not happen. It's all conjecture because your mind is not predictive. Your mind is not able to answer the million other things that are going to happen, but your mind is constantly searching for security. So it's going to make up all of these, like, it's going to spin you into this web. Whereas your intuition requires you to hear the call, to follow it, and then you get the next call and then the next one. And your intuition only starts speaking to you in a reliable way when you listen to it. It doesn't tell you what's going to come next because it's giving you the opportunity to choose. Am I going to choose to listen to my intuition? Am I going to choose to listen to my soul? Or I'm going to let myself be afraid and stay exactly where I am. And there's no judgment in that. Fear feels really real in our bodies. And that's why we listen to it. It often makes a lot of sense. And often our intuition doesn't make sense. We have no idea what's going to happen next. So your intuition will say, do this, or lean into this, or go here. And you're not going to know where it's going to lead. And that's the magic, and that's the beauty, and that's the power of it, because your intuition is a culmination of your entire auric field, all of the energy that is surrounding you, and it is in tune with the universe. It is in tune with that highest timeline. It can sense the highest frequency for you because it's beyond the mind. But your mind can only keep you safe. It can only relate back to what it knows from the past. And so it's going to try to predict, it's going to try to make sense of things, but it's never going to get it right because it's not predictive. It's logical. So when you are listening to the voice of your soul, when you're listening to your intuition, you get a hit. When you follow it, you land in a new place that you've never been before, and then you get another hit, and then you follow it, and then you land in another place that you've never been before, and then you get another hit. And that is the journey of expansion. That is moving outwards. That is how you grow and evolve. If you listen to it, and you always have the choice, and it's never a punishment if you listen or if you don't, it's just a matter of time. If you want to be on the fast track in your life, if you want to be on that highest timeline of evolution and expansion, you listen to your intuition because your soul knows more than your mind can comprehend and is constantly guiding you. It is constantly leading you. And as soon as you stop listening to it, it's like, okay, well, that's your choice. You don't want to listen. That's fine. Just, you could do it with your mind. Just figure it out then. If you don't want to be guided, if you don't want to be surrendered and led, then you get to do it on your own. But the highest path of evolution, of ease, of magic, of power is in your intuitive knowing. It is in following the messages, the voice of your soul as it's guiding you forward. Your mind is just going to keep repeating the same thing over and over again because that's all it can do. It literally just knows to do what it knows to do. And we all know that the definition of insanity is like doing the same thing over and over again, hoping to get a different result. But until we get to the point where we're sick of our own bullshit, or until we get to the point where we're like, this is really hurting me, I keep doing the same thing over and over again, we're not willing to risk being fully open to the magic of life, to the magic that our soul is guiding us towards all of the time. So it really does take a huge amount of courage to live the path of your soul, but there's nothing more powerful, there's nothing more magical, and there's nothing that will bring you all of the things that you desire, all that is meant for you. There's nothing that else that will do that besides listening to your intuition. So we've differentiated between the two, what it kind of sounds like, what it kind of feels like in your body. And just to reiterate that for the feelings of anxiety, it's going to feel like contraction. It's going to feel like urgency. It's going to feel like if I don't do this now, everything's going to fall apart and it's going to be my fault and I'm going to ruin all of the things. Your anxiety and your fear is always going to be placing you as the blame. It's always going to be trying to steal that power from you, saying, like, it's all your fault if you don't do it right. Whereas your intuition is like, it's tied to your soul. It's expansive. It's infinite. It knows that, like, okay, you don't do it this time. There's going to be other opportunities further down the road. Who knows when they're going to come? But now is your opportunity. So you can take it or you can leave it. So your intuition is always going to be like a cheerleader, or it'll be neutral. It'll just be like, do it or don't do it. It's not the end of the world. Like you're infinite. You get to do this as many times as you want to until you finally learn the lesson that you are the most powerful person in your life and you get to decide. And if you're courageous and open, you get to have everything that you want and you get to have it easier than you ever imagined. Your fear or your anxiety will always be in this contracted state where it's going to feel like confinement. It's going to feel like squeezing. It's going to feel like that tightness in your chest or that lump in your throat or like just a knot in your stomach. If your energy feels bound in any way, that is fear. That's anxiety. It's not expansion. It's not your soul and it's not your intuition. So, how do you learn to tell the difference? Not only tell the difference, but activate your intuition so that it's always speaking to you, so you can always hear it. Because the truth is, like I said, it is always speaking. We don't always listen, we don't always hear it. So, how do you make it your constant companion so that it is the one that's constantly guiding you instead of your fear, which is constantly saying all kinds of things to you and is often louder? How do you tell the difference? We talked about that, but now how do you activate your intuition so that it speaks in a way that you can hear it constantly, repeatedly? So it's not just once every blue moon or once when you get to like a point of no return where you're like your soul is like literally screaming like, girl, wake up. So how do you get there before, like, how do you get it when it's a whisper instead of when it's like a screaming like truck about to hit you? And the only way to do that is to connect to the source of your intuition, which is to connect to your soul, to come back into alignment with your true self, to quiet all of the outside noise, which is constantly feeding information to your mind, and to tune in to you, to your source of power, to your true self. Your soul is your true self. It's the power that animates your body. It is the power that connects you to everything in the universe. It is the infinite aspect of you that is the divine emanation of the energy that is uniquely yours to be expressed in this lifetime. That's a long-winded way to say that it is your power. It is your power, your creative ability, and it is the magnet that attracts everything that is meant to you into your life. And you know that something is meant for you when you have a desire for it. When you see other people living that way, you see other people having that, and you're like, you lean in. Remember, we talked about intuition feeling like it's a lean in. It's like a yes. It's like a, oh, like I want that. It's a desire. When you desire it, it is because it is in resonance with your truth. It is meant for you to have that experience. And for you to have that experience, you need to resonate and continue to align to that truth that is you. So, how do you connect to it? You connect to your soul. You connect to the truest part of yourself. You build a relationship with this part of yourself. And I know it might sound silly because it is you, but we've been so programmed and conditioned to seek outside of ourselves. And it starts before we're even conscious of it. We ask our parents if we're allowed to have something. We manifest through them for the first however many years of our lives because they are what are giving us our source of survival. So we look to them instead of looking internally. And oftentimes, when we're children, if our parents aren't totally attuned and if they haven't done all of this inner work so that they're following their souls, so that they're living in their truth, they're just repeating the programming that they've been given. And so, when we're in our truth and we're expressing ourselves in our authenticity, which is what we do when we're children because we don't know any better, and we're told to be quiet, or we're told that we can't have that, or we're told all of these things, we adopt this protective personality, which becomes our anxiety, which is like anytime we go outside of that protection of like, oh, okay, we need to be quiet, we need to be good, we need to follow the rules. When we go outside of that, anxiety kicks in and tries to get our attention to go back to where we're going or to go back to who we've been or how we've been operating. So it's a relearning process. It's a remembering process. We're remembering by bringing back all of these members, these parts of ourselves that we've had to suppress or stuff down. It's the same as when you have a new lover or a new friendship that you're cultivating. The way that you get to know somebody is by spending time with them, by just seeing how they operate, by like asking questions, by getting curious, like, how do you like your eggs? How do you like your coffee in the morning? What do you like to do? There's a reconnection period that is required for you to reconnect to your soul so that it comes back online. And it's like, right? Remember me? I was the one that was like showing you all this magic when you were a kid. I was your source of creativity, your inspiration, your joy, your fun, your pleasure, your excitement, your passion. That was me, but I got shut down because I was told that this is the way you're supposed to do it, that you need to have this, you need to do this, you need to be this. So it's coming back to your true self and building that relationship. And as you nurture it, as you strengthen that relationship, and as you let it guide your way, it will lead you to a life beyond your wildest dreams. And this isn't me just telling you theory. This isn't me just like, oh, I read it in a book, so you should follow your intuition and it'll be magical. I've lived it. I've learned it, and I know this to be true. And if you've read my book, A New Way of Life, if you've been in my world for a while and just watched the evolution of my life, or if you've heard me on a podcast, maybe you know that this is the way that I live my life. This is the cultivation of a decade of spiritual seeking and processes that are proven. It's gotten me into the most incredible situations that my mind couldn't even have fathomed. So, following your soul, following your intuitive guidance is truly the most magical and powerful way for you to live your life. And it's led me to living on top of a mountain in Malibu with the love of my life and our two dogs, and having a best-selling book, and having created a body of work that is transforming the lives of hundreds of high-achieving women, helping them to create lives that not only look incredible, but feel incredible with more purpose, more passion, more joy, all of the magic. So I know that this is true. And I know that following your intuition is what guided you to be here right now. That curiosity, that leaning in, that openness, that clicking on the link to see, like, what is this live about? That is your intuition bringing you to this place. So if any of this is resonating with you, I want you to stick around for just a few more minutes because I want to share with you the ways in which we can work together so you can connect to your own source of intuition and inspiration and insight and unlock your powerful inner truth and learn exactly how to be in connection with that source and have it being your constant guide instead of cycling back into overthinking, analysis paralysis, and just being in the anxiety of trying to make the right decision all the time. Because this is the one thing that none of your other coaches could help you with. And if you've tried it all before, if you've like read the books, if you've done the programs, if you've like gone to therapy and you still feel like, I don't know the difference between my intuition and my soul, this is the magic that you are looking for. And I don't say that. I don't just say that. I mean, I know that for myself, but this is what my clients say. This is how they've been able to come into their highest evolution in their lives with more money, more purpose, more passion, more love, more joy, more excitement, bringing the magic back instead of feeling disconnected and like they're living somebody else's life. They've come into true alignment with their power. And it's by learning to connect with their soul and letting it lead them through their lives. So, how? There are two ways. There are two ways available to do this work. These Instagram is so weird, but I love that it's celebrating these two ways because truly they are life-changing ways to come into your power. The first is Solar X, which is my high-level, private, completely personalized experience. This is a high-touch program, and it is surgical precision. We reconnect you to your soul and you get to experience yourself in a way that you've never experienced yourself before. And it is the fast track. It is 40 days, completely customized to you. And it's a unique methodology that combines your human design, which is your soul's blueprint. So you know exactly how your intuition speaks to you. You know exactly which codes are yours to activate in a really powerful way. And I also offer you your own personalized prescriptive devotion because it is the devotion that you have to this connection with yourself that really unlocks all of the magic for you. And for this experience, like it doesn't matter if it's you're coming for clarity around your relationship or wanting to open to new opportunities in your work, or if you just want to bring the magic back into your life, you get exactly what you need because it is completely customized to you. And it is a powerful, one of a kind experience that you won't have anywhere else. So, this is Solar X. It is a unique system that involves your blueprint, your human design, your energetic activation. We activate that primal creative power, your Kundalini energy in a way that you've never experienced before, so that you can have what you've never experienced before. If there is a desire that's been on your heart for a while and it's been feeling out of reach, or there's somewhere that you want to go that you just don't know exactly how to get there, but you're like, I know that that is meant for you, SolarX will help you to get there faster than anything else. 40 days, intuitive coaching, your own personalized prescription to reconnect to your soul, and it is so powerful. So that is the first way. The second way is the Live Free Lifestyle experience. And this is my signature program. I love this program so much. We are almost halfway through this current cohort, and the women inside are just blowing my mind with their breakthroughs, with their openness, with their own experiences of like how they're coming into their power and their truth. The Live Free Lifestyle experience is a 10-week transformational group experience, and it is magic to be in the space with other women. It's not that super precise, fully dedicated one-to-one experience, but it is a collective evolution and elevation, and it is so powerful. And this is a systematic step-by-step approach for you to come into your true alignment. So you get to differentiate between who you used to be, who you actually are, and who you are meant to be. And as you move through the step-by-step process, you pour your own energy into it. So again, it's not me telling you what to do, it's you having the framework to be able to do it for yourself. And it gives you the lifelong tools that you will have for the rest of your life. That is why it's called a lifestyle. It's not just a one-off activation where you get some information. It is deepening that connection so that you know yourself on the deepest level and have everything you need to be able to live in that highest alignment. And it is chef's kiss. It is magic. So same results of powerful reconnection to your truth. There's just two different ways to do it. If you want to do it in a one-to-one container, the Live Free Lifestyle experience is also available in that one-to-one, but Solar X is powerful. It is magic. It is quick. It is precise. It is power. The Live Free Lifestyle experience is that deep journey of understanding yourself on foundational levels and giving you the exact tools that you need so that you can continue to live this expanded version of yourself and you can continue to level up over and over and over and over again. So if you're here listening If you are feeling this, if you're leaning in, if you're having that openness, that expansive feeling of like, there's something here for me, it's not a mistake. You're not here by mistake. It's not just a fluke. This is resonance. This is what it means to be in alignment. If you're feeling opened and activated by it, it's your intuition speaking to you that there's something more here for you. And so your job, your work is to listen and is to step into it. And it is to find out what's the next step. The first step is listening, feeling, and knowing. The second step is acting on that. And so I invite you to send me a DM if ever you're confused about should it be Soul RX, should it be the Live Free Lifestyle. If you want to know more about either one of us, either one of them, send me a message. Just send me a DM saying intuition, and I will respond to you with a voice note. Ask your questions. I'm more than happy to answer them for you in there. But know that this is the beginning of it, that feeling of like, there's something here, leaning into it and following that intuitive nudge. That is how you start to strengthen the power of your intuition. And it doesn't matter where it leads. Maybe we work together, maybe we don't work together, but just the practice of like, I feel this, I'm inspired. Something's happening in my body where it feels expansive. I'm going to tune into it. I'm going to listen. So send me a DM, send me the word intuition, and let's talk about your best next steps. I'm happy to jump on a call with you and see where you are, where you want to go, and how your intuition can get you there. And there's there's literally no pressure in any of this. I run my life through intuition as well. So the people that are coming into my world, I feel into it. And if it's a fit and I know I can help you, of course I'm going to offer something. And if it's not, and I know that there's something else, of course I'm going to offer that to you because my intuition is what guides me. So let's connect. If you're feeling the resonance, I would love to dive deeper with you, either in Soul RX or in the Live Free Lifestyle experience. So send me a DM, and I can't wait to chat with you. That is Alive for today. I hope you got a lot out of this. I would love to hear how this lands for you, how you were able to differentiate between your intuition and your anxiety, and if this was helpful. And I will see you either in my DMs or on another live sometime soon. All right, my loves, have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye.